According to YouTube's guidelines shown here, videos which intend to educate are documentary by nature and do not glorify the use of drugs. Both abide by the community safety guidelines and are eligible for monetization. The following video does not glorify the use of drugs. Instead, it attempts to be non-biased while delivering life-saving information disguised as entertainment. We do not display graphic use. There are no scenes showcasing drug consumption, and any insinuation of use should be taken as satirical at best.
Hey everyone, and welcome to Apollo. In this video, we are going to be unboxing Martian Mushroom's Mush Bag Grow Kit. Everything in this video can be found in the description. In this kit, you get the following: a mush bag, a mister, fruiting tent, 2 hand wipes, 2 alcohol swabs, a pair of gloves, and a mask. Now that we have unboxed it, we are going to inoculate our grow kit. Before we do this, put on your mask and gloves. We then need to sanitize our working environment with isopropyl alcohol. This is so we don't get any growth of other microbes in our substrate. You want to be generous with the amount of isopropyl alcohol that you use. Grab your alcohol swabs and use one to clean the injection port thoroughly, otherwise, you will be pushing any other microbes that are on the injection port into the substrate. Remove the cap from the syringe. Now unpeel the needle and twist it clockwise into the syringe. Only unsheath the needle once you are ready to use it. Make sure you do not touch the needle, but all hope is not lost if you do. Just flame sterilize the needle until it glows orange and let it cool for around 30 seconds. Pierce the injection port and push the needle in. Move the needle around in every direction so the solution is evenly distributed around the bag. Do this until the syringe is empty. Spray the port and then you can apply micropore tape if you have any, but this is not a necessity. We are now going to mix the clump of mycelium around the bag so the rest of the substrate can colonize quicker. Break up the entirety of the substrate until there is no big lumps left over. The finer the better. When doing this, be careful to not pierce the bag by pressing too hard. Give it a good old shake to get the mycelium spread around the bag. Now that it has been mixed, you have a choice of leaving the substrate in the bag and letting it fruit, or you can remove it from the bag and place it in the fruiting tent. The reason for putting it in a fruiting tent is that you will get a better yield, as you can fan and mist the substrate, which allows for optimal growing conditions. If you are a beginner, we advise that you leave it in the bag, as it is harder to get contaminations because you won't be touching it directly. Here, we are using a flow hood, which blows sterile air out to the front of the machine. Although it is not necessary, it dramatically lowers contamination rates because there will be no other microbes in your grow kit's vicinity. Now we are going to clean our pair of scissors thoroughly, along with the grow kit, so that we can remove the substrate and place it into the fruiting tent. The fruiting tent's inside walls need to be heavily misted with water, as the ideal growing conditions for the mushrooms require high humidity. Mist until you get a lot of water droplets on the inner wall of the fruiting tent. It will also need to be fanned every day for around 30 seconds. This is so the mushrooms don't suffocate in the carbon dioxide they are respiring. Now for the fun part. After all of this waiting, we are now ready to harvest the mushrooms from the grow kit. Give the area a wipe down with isopropyl alcohol. Open the bag, sanitize your hands, and grab the substrate out of the bag. When picking the mushrooms, do a pull and twist motion, where you can use a pair of trimming scissors to cut the mushrooms free. You want to pick every mushroom. Trimming scissors are the best way to get any remaining substrate off the mushroom. Once all of the mushrooms are picked, then you can put the substrate back into fruiting conditions again. Mist and fan every day until you get your second grow of mushrooms. You can get numerous grows of mushrooms, but be aware that your chances of contamination increase with each refruit you do. And that is all that is needed for the successful grow of mushrooms. This has been Apollo, and thank you very much for watching.